Ladies and gentlemen, for the life of me, I don't understand something. So, people are upset, naturally, that James Comey will not be prosecuted for actually committing violations of legal statutes, otherwise known as criminal activity. Sarah Carter, breaking. Justice Department won't prosecute James Comey over handling of FBI memos, despite referral from watchdog Michael Horowitz. New York Times. The Justice Department has declined to prosecute former FBI Director James Comey over how he handled memos he wrote about his interactions with the president. Okay, DOJ will not prosecute Comey for leaking memos after IG referral. The IG referred him for prosecution. The IG referred Andrew McCabe for prosecution. James Baker is under criminal investigation. Currently, Andrew McCabe and James Baker are currently under criminal investigation. They deceived FISA judges, utilizing a Steele dossier that they knew was linked to Madam Secretary, who's running again. Watch my last segment and every segment I ever do. Why are people upset that he's not? Okay, what do you want William Barr to do? Indict him on one charge? That's it? So you indict him on that one charge, and he gets out of it by Christopher Wray helping him, and the agents who interviewed him saying, oh, well, Comey didn't know, it was the fog of conflict, the Russians were everywhere. He is able to skirt and circumvent repercussions because he's James Comey and he thinks that he's covered his tracks pretty well, okay? It doesn't mean that he's not going to eventually be indicted under the statute that I write about in the Federalist, which is below in the pinned comment. By the way, check out HA2A. I describe the ethereal battle between Marianne Williamson and President Trump. That's in the pinned comment, HA2A, and it's a great segment. I will be doing another segment today on HA2A, but check out that segment. It's we're over 6,000 subs on that one. Let's get to 10,000 subs on my other channel, HA2A. But it's like, okay, Justice Department won't prosecute Comey for release of memos. If you read my article in the Federalist, read the article in the Federalist. It explains James Comey and Andrew McCabe should be charged for conspiring to defraud American citizens. And it's the statute, the U.S. Code, 18 U.S. Code, the 371 statute. It encompasses a whole lot of things like deceiving FISA judges, obtaining warrants when you knew Andrew McCabe signed off on these warrants. Why would you indict James Comey when other people are under investigation right now? Okay? By the way, I told people this. Did I not debate Jordan Sather and completely obliterate the whole notion of a message board and white hat patriot? This is absurd. And now the FBI deemed it a you-know-what group, starts with a T that I can't say, on YouTube because the algorithm, okay? Let's just say the whole LMNOP nonsense is deemed a domestic you-know-what organization or threat. I told you this. People didn't listen. Do not believe message boards. I am telling you categorically. I don't know if William Barr is eventually going to indict all of these people, but after Clinton runs, and she'll run, okay? Just like I said, the Mueller probe would lead to nothing. Just like I said, Clinton would lose. I'm not right about everything, but I'm a human being. These people will eventually get indicted, but you can't say, they let him skirt. It's one of many criminal acts, okay? Al Capone got it for tax evasion. So, but before he got the tax evasion sentence, he had committed crimes prior to that. So just relax. But you know what? Do not spread or do not because it only hurts Trump. It only hurts the side that you claim to care about. The FBI, of course, it's whatever their motivation was. The LMNOP nonsense is now deemed by the FBI as a you-know-what group. Okay, you have to be pretty stupid to further that lame message board hoax after that. Anyway, do what you want. I know that 99% of the people who watch me aren't doing that. But anyway, I've warned people from the beginning, and I was right about that yet again. But what do you want? The Justice Department won't prosecute Comey for release of memos with classified information. Ex-FBI chief says he hoped memos would trigger appointment of special prosecutor. So the whole thing was done to appoint a special prosecutor. The whole thing was done for a political motive. He committed crimes. The IG report referred him. William Barr is building a case. John Durham is building a case. Am I going to say, the Patriots, trust the HA, oh, Patriots, oh, Patriots, oh, Patriots. I'm just going to tell you, yeah, I do believe that a whole bunch of people, especially after people go, how could she run it? She's going to be indicted. Because I keep saying she's going to be indicted after she loses again. Then the knock on news, where are the indictments? Oh, the indictments. Comey covered everything up, and he covered his tracks regarding this. These are criminals who cannot always get away with criminal activity. Whether you're Pablo Escobar or James Comey, you can't, or Al Capone or whatever. You can't continually get away with criminal activity, even if you are the most powerful person in your country. Okay? The former Korean Prime Minister, Park Geun-hye, she was sentenced to 24 years. She was one of the most powerful people in South Korea. She came from one of the most powerful families in South Korea. She was sentenced to 24 years. Okay? There are other examples just recently of very, very powerful individuals who were sentenced because of crimes. Eventually, ex-Prime Minister Sharif sentenced to 7 years in latest corruption case. Nawaz Sharif. Okay, so this is not like people like. It's like, what do you want? You want him to get him on a parking ticket? You want him to get him on jaywalking and then just forget about the bank heist? This is one of many criminal acts. He leaked classified information. Fine. The IG said he should be indicted on that. He also utilized the Steele dossier that he shouldn't have utilized. He also presided over deceiving FISA judges. He also lied under oath numerous times. Okay? Then you have Peter Strzok, who utilized his post as an FBI agent as basically an extension of the Democratic Party. He was Debbie Wasserman Schultz with an FBI badge. We will stop Trump. So it's not like if you read my article in the Federalist, okay, it explains exactly why. U.S. Code 18371 is a statute discussing and addressing if people conspire to defraud Americans. Comey, Strzok, and McCabe almost certainly conspired to use a compilation of salacious and unverified allegations to begin a probe. They have now, you have John Ratcliffe, you have William Barr, you have John Durham. John Ratcliffe is director of National Intelligence. You have John Durham on a criminal probe. You want him to stop his criminal probe so you get Comey on a crime that he could just get away with because Christopher Wray is there? Very certainly, almost certainly, Christopher Wray has to go because that he'll probably replace Christopher Wray after he wins or before. Who knows? Top FBI agent. Okay, so Peter Strzok says we will stop Trump. There was an insurance policy they still have to get to. There's information that links Comey to all utilizing the dossier to blackmail President Trump. Right? I mean, I explain everything here in the article, but the statute is broad. It talks about Comey can't simply, he can't simply, Lord, he can't, sorry about that. Comey can't simply say, William Barr can't simply say, well, we'll indict him now. And also, who's to say they won't indict him later on the same charge? Okay, he wasn't, the fact that he wasn't charged with it now means that he can't, it's not double jeopardy if he gets charged with it later. So I don't, and I believe that's accurate, but I don't understand, Mr. Comey said he viewed his encounters with Mr. Trump as an attempt to establish a patronage relationship with the president. See, it's nonsense. The whole thing is nonsense. We have no clue if anything Comey said was accurate, but I mean, you have everything from Rod Rosenstein, you have everything from utilizing the 25th Amendment. So it's like, don't be, ladies and gentlemen, Clinton's going to run again. People are not going to get indicted before the Democratic Party loses even more influence on American politics and American culture. They committed crimes. Even the IG report says he committed crimes. Okay, that doesn't mean he can't be charged later on, along with a litany of other crimes. You have prime ministers who were the most powerful people in their countries serving jail sentences. Okay, we should learn from Pakistan, we should learn from South Korea, we should learn from other countries. They obviously have better democracies than we do at this point. So it's just like, you're doing yourself a disservice by believing message boards and getting yourself riled up because of, nonsense. Just look at the facts. The facts are that he was already, the IG stated he committed crimes. Great. You can add that to other crimes that he commits, that John Durham finds. Okay? Lying under oath numerous times is an example. He lied under oath numerous times. It was not a unanimous decision. They wanted to indict, James Baker wanted to indict Clinton. This is public record. Lisa Page wanted to indict Clinton. So, Lisa Page said FBI discussed charging Hillary Clinton with gross negligence. This is the Washington Examiner. Okay, Comey said it was a unanimous decision. It's not a unanimous decision when they discuss charging Clinton with a crime. So, I mean, that's just one of, okay, who's lying? Loretta Lynch or James Comey under oath regarding calling it a matter. James Comey said Loretta Lynch told him to call it a matter. Loretta Lynch said James Comey is lying. He's not telling the truth. Well, he was under oath. So is she. Who's committing perjury? I mean, do you want to just end Durham's probe with this? Okay, you know what, John Durham, we're going to end the probe because people are upset and Comey has to pay. Well, he's going to get out of it in 2 seconds because Christopher Wray's going to go to bat for him. And all the agents who interviewed him are his friends who are going to go to bat for him. We have no clue. Maybe Peter Strzok went to his place. Peter Strzok interviewed Clinton, deleted gross negligence from Comey's speech, and then said, we'll stop Trump, and then set up and framed Michael Flynn along with Andrew McCabe. I mean, you have all of this testimony, conflicting testimony under oath. You have judges being deceived. You have information all linked to Clinton. You could share one of my articles below that was discussed for 2 days, addressed for 2 days on Rush Limbaugh's show, where all the evidence is linked to Clinton. Okay, they have no one. Marianne Williamson won the second debate. They have absolutely, positively nobody. You think that Marianne Williamson's ghosts and goblins are going to knock on people's doors for money. They need $140 million to even get close to winning Florida. You have to win Florida to win the presidential campaign. You have to win Florida. Trump does, because he's not assured of Wisconsin. He's not assured of the exact same map in the Middle East. I mean, in the Midwest. I believe he'll get Ohio and Pennsylvania, but he has to get Florida. I believe he'll win. He will win. But they don't have anyone else. You can combine Kamala Harris and Joe Biden's fundraising, and it's just barely above what Clinton raised in July of 2015. And she spent $143 million in Florida. Trump spent like $6 million, a little over $6 million, and he won Florida. 53 times as much money that Trump's. So the question, the issue here is, why is this all happening? It's all happening because the entire American political establishment and corrupt officials within the intelligence community conspired for one outcome. The interference was actually the Democratic Party and people like Comey. Okay? My God, just relax. Just relax. It'll never happen. It'll never happen. Al Capone was more powerful at his point. Richard Nixon was more powerful during their. He won the most historic landslide ever, and then he resigned. He was forced to resign. You just look at history. It's like the most powerful people in their time periods. If they engage, if they push the envelope too much, it doesn't work out for them. Just look at history. And recent history in other countries too. So give me your thoughts below. Definitely subscribe to HA2A below. If you want to support my voice long term, my Patreon is below. But please, for the love of God, I consistently stated people will get indicted after Clinton loses the election. It's not going to be Biden versus Trump. It ain't going to happen. Remove that from your brain. It's going to be Clinton versus Trump. The charade is done. There's no more charade. When Marianne Williamson, my God almighty, when Marianne Williamson wins a debate, and you have establishment figures, and then Kamala Harris is completely obliterated by Tulsi Gabbard, and there goes Kamala Harris's campaign, then, okay, guess who is going to save the Democratic Party? Hillary Clinton. The golden moo-moo will rise again. Give me your thoughts below. Check out HA2A below in the pinned comment. Thank you.